Every story begins with a vision. Belief is the power that fulfills your purpose, and all walks of life starts with an awakening. In the words of Mr. Cootie Simmons, for the documentary part 3 of Genius on Netflix. So, welcome back to my channel, you guys. I am back here with another podcast edition of the last part of the trilogy of Ye on Netflix. It's called Genius on Netflix, and the title of part 3 / act 3 is Awakening. So, overall, what do I think about it? It was a lot. It was a lot, but overall, I think besides the current events that is going on right now between Ye and his relationship with his now ex-wife Kim Kardashian, we can all sit back and learn a thing or two from Kanye in regards to like going for your dreams and aspirations. Forget all the headline and stuff that's going on with him now, but I really need you all to look at the bigger picture in the end. Besides the main thing saying that he needs help, but pay attention to what he is saying and also the imagery that he is putting out there in regards to the state of mind that he is in a particular moment, because imagery, words, and everything is either self-explanatory or it's a deeper meaning behind it. So please, just how I explained in my podcast episode when I mentioned my awakening, and also creative expression in regards to letting yourself create whatever is in your mind or whatever comes to mind, because that's a form of expression. However, you got to look at the intent behind it to really know what is going on or what is in the state of mind with that particular person at that moment, at that present time. So, and I have related that segment with my awakening / creative expression with the Colin Kaepernick documentary on Netflix as well, and the Queen Sugar episode with Micah doing his art exhibit, and an elder was looking at a picture differently because of there was two guys embracing each other, and he was thinking one way when the picture and the explanation behind it is a whole nother meaning. Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and continue on what I thought about this particular documentary as well as part 3. And of course, this is going to be a long one as well, so just hang on tight, because I'm the type of person that dissects everything that I'm seeing and then give you my 2 cents on it, as well as what we all can learn from the situation at whole. Because with this documentary that Ye has produced with us, along with Mr. Cootie Simmons and Chicky, I think Chicky, that's his name. Excuse me, I'm sorry, Chicky. It's coming from Kanye's point of view and Cootie's point of view in regards to him being behind the camera and just going through the ropes in regards to accomplishing the goal that you set your mind to. All right, so yes, overall, what I think about the whole entire series, including the 3rd part, it's a lot, but in the end, it left off like, dang, I want more. So, dang it, I want more, because it's it's him, it's Kanye showing his, vulnerability, his state of mind, how he creates, how hands-on he is, and whatever he puts his mind into, he does it. He does not stop until it is accomplished. Okay, if y'all are hearing sounds, that is the reef blower. I'm not sure why they are here today in regards to doing yard work, because usually that is done on a Tuesday. So excuse the noise. But other than that, back to this. Yes, overall, everybody needs to wake up. Wake the F up at this point in time, especially the current events that is going on right now in today's society. I truly believe that we are in a spiritual warfare, and it is definitely up to us to surrender whatever circumstances that we in and release what no longer serves our purpose, as well as get in tune with our spirit and ourselves, as well as the divine higher power, the Most High, in regards to building a stronger relationship with yourself and spirit, with yourself and the Most High, because in the end, that is the judgment day that comes in regards to how you not only perceive your life, but also what deeds that you've done in your life, and so forth and so on. So it starts off within the last part in New York City in 2002, and Ye is in the I guess they're like in a studio apartment, and he was with Rhymefest and others having a debate, really, with him calling himself a genius, and so that went on for like at least for a couple minutes, and so of course I broke it down in my terms to give to you all on my review and my opinion in regards to this last part, is by key statements that came out to me while I was watching it. So key statement number 1 is all walks of life starts with an awakening. And so the scene came up where it was March 2nd, 2005, and Ye was doing a video shoot with the song Spaceship at the time, and this is after the College Dropout album was very successful, has won 3 Grammy Awards, and as well as it went 4 times platinum, if I'm not mistaken. Go ahead and check out the other video in regards to the stats with that. And however, Coodie was not filming as much with this part of Ye's life, because now he's famous. He is famous, more so. And also at the time, this was when he was recording his sophomore album, Late Registration. And at that present time, Coodie had enough footage to produce a documentary. But however, Kanye, aka Ye, had stopped him, had told him to put a pause on it, because now he has more cameras on him. It's not just Coodie and Cheeky anymore. It was definitely the public, like big news publication, as well as excuse me, the blogs that was going on at that period of time. He had more cameras on him, so he told Coodie at the time that he was now acting, because of the fact that he was getting the recognition, he was getting more cameras in his face. And of course, don't we all know the saying, whenever things change, whenever fame comes into play. So in regards to Kanye getting more cameras in his face, And each time there was one in his face, he's going to say his opinion, whether you like it or not. Is the delivery that he's going to use at that period of time, whether it's subtle or calm or outrageous, it's him being him. And Kanye quickly said, don't put me in front of a camera for me to not say how I feel. And I feel like at this point, everybody, if they haven't so already, has gotten to the point where if you put your face in the camera or put yourself in front of the camera, either you're going to have good things to say or you're going to have bad things to say, or you're going to have indifferent or problematic things to say in front of a camera. I know when I get in front of a camera, usually when I get in front of the camera, I am not speaking because I let my art do its job. I'm usually like performing, like dancing or miming or stepping and so forth and so on. So whenever I'm getting in front of a camera and I am entitled or called upon to speak in front of a camera, I have to write a script. I have to literally write a script so I can not only stay on task, but also make sure the words that are coming out my mouth are thoughtful or have good intent. Because there are times where you're going to have those moments like, boy, I don't give a about you. Like, get out of my face. And, those blooper moments, those good blooper moments and those bad blooper moments. And even though Coodie was not spending as much time with Kanye in regards to recording, that's when he became a father himself, having his little girl, baby Ivy. And of course, that changes your life. That changes everyone's life when a new life comes into the world. So of course, he was spending a little bit more time with his family. Of course, even though him and Kanye's relationship was even though him and Ye are experiencing a shift along with their friendship, he still kept moving on with his life because that is important. When there's a typical shift going on and you're not aware of it, or if it requires you to move directly, of course you're going to be resistant at first and you're trying to figure out what is going on. However, in the words of his parents, you got to keep moving on, and everything happens for a reason. So that's exactly what he did. And however, when he was doing those things, Coodie, he was becoming a family man now. Ms. Donda had asked Coodie to do some videography documentation moments for her promo with the foundation that her and Ye had established at that time. And from my understanding, it was in regards to the importance of education in family, because of her having a background in being a school teacher. It shows that she was very passionate about kids staying in school. Whether it's just for the basic, it's still important, and it's still prevalent nowadays that education is important. However, there is a point of time where education does need to transition in the times that they're going through at that period of time. Check out the video that I did with the state of education and my points of today's state of education, as well as in my podcast episode. So if you don't watch it on YouTube via audio, you can also listen to it on my podcast, and that is at Miss Unconventional Podcast. All right. The links will be in the description on that matter. Yes, and so when Ye was doing a little cameo for his mother's, with their foundation, so to speak. One of the students had asked him, "How are you going to change hip hop?" or "What are you going to bring as far as like the change in hip hop?" And so Kanye, he had responded saying he was always taught to believe first, and we have to be willing to beat the negative perception that, you know, that quote unquote they tried to throw at us. And as a confident person, and in his stance as a confident black man, because when someone approaches or when a black confident man comes into the forefront, it can seem as threatening to some or arrogant to others, or to a small group be like, okay, he got his ish together, and so to speak. So he just told, overall, he told that particular student at the time that asked him that question, um, to release all the negative perceptions that is being thrown your way. If you have a vision, if you have a dream, go for it. Always believe in yourself, because in the end, if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. So that's what I got from that little cameo Q&A question segment. On to, and you can also see the transition as well between him and his mother. Him and his mother was always close, because that is just that mother and son bond that will be never broken. However, in regards to whenever he got bigger, for us, like in the caliber of fame and fortune, she was right there beside him. The more he got up on a ladder, the more he wanted her around, because again, that was his foundation, that is his anchor, and she is not going to steer him in the wrong direction. And of course, he's going to make his final decision in the end. But however, you can tell that he does go to her for counsel in regards to making certain decisions, or do you feel like it's do you feel like I'm on the right path in regards to whatever situation he was going on at the time. So that's what I got from that. And also, yeah, I already explained the Ms. Donda expressing the importance of education. And she also stated herself that whatever you put your mind into, just do it and never give up on it. So you can definitely tell. And then also they flash back to that moment when she told Kanye, you're gonna need an angel watching over you. And of course, I highly believe that she is definitely watching over him every step of the way. Excuse me. And that's when they cut and played snippets of the 911 video of that night where she was in going into distress mode, which caused her to pass away. God rest her soul. And hers, even though she is not here physically, her spirit still lives on, whether it's through his children or just spirit in self. But that was a little disturbing. However, it brings a sense of consciousness and reality that things can happen, and if the right people are not there in that moment to help assess the situation, things can turn wrong in a quick second. So yeah, after her passing though, that's when Ye had threw himself back into work, full throttle, all gas, no brakes. To a certain degree, that's good. However, you will experience burnout along the way, because you're avoiding the grieving process, because it happens so suddenly, and everybody grieves differently, rightfully so. However, you can tell that as you're viewing the third part, that the shift was definitely happening, not only with his work ethic is always good, but with this one, um with this one but this time around, it was like no gas, no brakes at all. We gonna continue doing what we doing and stuff like that. So the shift after his mother's passing, happening with the outburst, um, with the Red Cross controversy of him saying the president at that time does not care about black people. And I was in middle school around that time, because I remember there were a lot of kids coming from the Louisiana and New Orleans that seek refuge or transition over into my areas, as well as areas in the Houston area as well, to reestablish their lives. And I kid you not, there was a lot more fights. There was a lot more fights happening, because I mean, people didn't know how to leave each other alone in regards to like how somebody will get ticked off or get ticked off. So I can share some story times if y'all want me to, in regards to my middle school and high school years, in regards to the fights, because my gosh, there are nothing compared to the fights that happen these days. So yeah, on to the shift. The shift between Coodie and Kanye was definitely happening, and you can definitely see it within the footage, because now since Kanye is getting more up on the ladder, of course there's going to be some leeches along the way that eventually form into an entourage, a quote unquote entourage. So yeah, that's when Coodie was like, okay, I'm going to have to accept the situation as it is, because of the fact of the matter, the state of Kanye's statue at that time was getting bigger and bigger. And plus, the industry that he was trying to get into, nobody has broken down that barrier yet, as far as like the fashion, the rap. So, with Miss Donda again putting that foundational background into Kanye, as far as like making him believe in himself, that he is capable of doing any and everything whenever he puts his mind into, that does wonders, because literally everything that he has spoken about in regards to being the best dressed rapper and doing the fashion line and stuff like that, it has came into fruition. Because why? He put his mind to it, he had a vision, and he did not stop until it happened. And so that leads on to the second key statement, which is God works in mysterious ways. And this is in regards to Common asking Coodie to do some documentation on his behind the scenes moments for the iFest in Chicago in 2014, because he was not filming with Kanye as much anymore, because of course there's more cameras Kanye has access to, and on top of that, the entourage was starting to build up to where Coodie didn't have as much access as he used to in regards to being around the presence with Ye. And it felt like a reunion to Coodie, because it was so long. so long that they have reconnected and spoken to each other. And of course, that leads into another key statement that everything happens for a reason, which that is a reference from what Cootie's parents was telling Cootie in regard, because I'm pretty sure he has expressed his feelings in regards to his relationship with Kanye. It was changing, and he didn't know exactly how to go about it. So that's when Cootie had mentioned, when we transition, our lives never die. Our spirits never die, but the legacy lives on. And he was speaking into reference when, even though he was already there for the festival to document Common's behind the scenes footage, he was. It also led him to go spend time with his family at his father's 70th birthday, and he did speak about that was the last time he was going to be able to see him. And when he made that reference of, when we transition, our spirits never die, our legacy lives on. Well, the legacy that his father had in regards to bringing that VHS camcorder home to experiment with, is living through Cootie. So, and he mentioned that he shares his smile, his name, and his heart. So, of course, there are moments where you're going, even though someone has passed away, the spirit is still there, and the legacy is going to continue on, whether it's within you or within somebody else in the family. So that brings it to Cootie going into a nostalgic moment, because of him being always with Kanye 24/7, and now that he's not with Kanye as much at the time anymore, there was moments being missed at the time. So that's when Cootie had make arrangements to go to NYC for a fashion show that Ye was holding around the time and debuting his clothing line. And I'm pretty sure it seems like he was debuting his next album as well, because he was like killing two birds with one stone, having people listen to the music as well as looking at the fashion at the same time. So it was like vibes going on. And when I was seeing that particular moment, I mean, even though Cootie was behind the camera and experiencing the moments at the time, and yes, Kanye did recognize him, each time, that is one thing. Each time Ye and Cootie came across paths, they always recognize each other. They always show recognition to one another, saying, "I see you, you see me," and keep it going. But as I was viewing this portion where Ye was being the DJ of debuting not only his fashion line but also one of his albums, of course you can see other people in the background. I say AKA the entourage, because I don't know. You know, whenever people get up in the ladder and of course start smelling themselves a little bit, you're gonna see some people along the way that just leech on because of your stature and your status, and not because of the genuine hardness that comes into play of the well-being of the person. And I could already feel, just by viewing that particular segment, even though Kanye and everybody else was vibing at the time, I can feel, as you know, I'm Cootie behind the camera, like this is a beautiful moment for him. However, I'm still feeling, it still feels like there's some space in between them, if you know what I mean. So it just felt the awkwardness was still there to a certain extent because of the people that was surrounding him. And of course, people change as well. So, of course, Cootie he already knew the Kanye before Kanye became Kanye West in regards to the rapper wise. So, I thought that was an interesting portion, and which leads on to, I think this is the 4 key statement. Well, yeah. And the statement that came out was when Kanye said in his concert, do y'all wonder why people are so lost? And that's when he was, quote unquote, in my opinion, prophesizing, speaking out, trying to wake up the folks in his audience, saying, I am not scared. I'm here to change things. I'm here to change. Things won't change until people admit their own falsehoods, meaning lies, fakery, deception, all those sorts of things. He is putting his life career, social status on the line for people to wake up. This is the ways of thinking to make America great again. And then he also has stated, I got the vision. I am not always going to say things the perfect way, the right way. I'm going to say how I feel. And I said, because when he said that statement, and I wasn't even at that concert at the time, but as I was watching it on the TV portion as a viewer, I could feel that. I felt that in my bones, because I know exactly how he feels in regard to, I'm not going to always say the right things in a perfect way. I don't think anybody's going to say things perfect in the right way. However, it's important that we all express how we feel, but you got to keep in mind of the intent and the delivery and the sensitivity among things, especially nowadays. But I do like the way when he is speaking, he speaks with his head up. He don't speak with his head down when he's saying this stuff. It was like a prophetic moment, because there was light. It was the spotlight shining on him, and then the crowd was going crazy and stuff. So I can only imagine the experience that was going on in that present time in that concert. And he just yelling at the top of his lungs, like, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be, and deal with it, sort of thing. And if you don't like the way I speak and feel and do things, then stay out of my way, basically. Stay out of my way, because overall he wants to bring beauty into the world, and all he wants is everyone to be satisfied. But of course, there are people out there that will not let the world be satisfied. Of course, look what's going on now. So it was like a prophetic moment in that, so to speak. So after that, that's when he got admitted to the hospital for a psychiatric hold, and was unable to leave the hospital because they were addressing his mental health state at the time. And however, him and Cootie and Greg was able to reconnect in LA in June of 2017, and that was a mark of a new beginning in regards to him getting back to himself, in regards to elevating, not going back, but elevating, taking things to the next level. So that's when he went to China to recalibrate and create. And that's when Greg had mentioned we have to embrace our now and surround ourselves with people who create the most meaningful things on the planet, and go after it. So I thought that was beautiful when he stated that, which leads to another key statement. of Ye saying sometimes God has to sit us down to pick us back up and move us into the right direction. So, of course, can you relate to that? Comment down below if you can relate to that of you going through a situation where God or spirit had to sit you down for a minute so you can recalibrate, reevaluate, and then whenever you surrender, you he is there to pick you back up, and of course you got to pick yourself back up as well. But he will also be there to pick you up and move you on and clear out whatever no longer serves your purpose so you can move along the right path. So comment down below if you feel what I'm saying. And he was also saying, yay, he was expressing the Versailles effect. I came up with this term. The Versailles effect of not accepting nothing but the best in regards to anything in life, whether you're creating something or you're saying something, or if you're in his type of statue, you have it all. However, you still want the best, or you want to be the best. So I thought it was beautiful that he is able to travel to clear his head, recalibrate, and create, because that is one thing Ye is going to do. He is going to be hands-on on everything he does. So when it comes out, he wants that validation of, this is what I created. What do you think about it? Okay. So and I thought that was beautiful of the moments that they was going through all the manufacturers, the art studios, and also the Dominican Republic, in regards to him recording songs while he's near a body of water in the serenity and paradise and so forth and so on. Because it just seems like when he is creating, whether it's clothes, a new song, or anything creative wise, it seems like he is in his best spirit. So, and that is a form of healing, of course. Hello, music is a form of healing. If you don't know, now you know. Hey. And then also, Kanye had mentioned, and I said this before a couple minutes ago, about him saying he wanted to make sure everyone is good, making sure the whole world is good and satisfied, and everyone continues to focus on helping each other instead of tearing each other down. Because in the end, and I say this all the time with people, treat people the way you want to be treated, because you never know when you're gonna need that person. Let me say it one more time. Be careful how you treat people. Treat people the way you want to be treated, because you don't know if you're gonna need that same person along the way. Can I get an amen? If you comment down below an amen if you know and feel what I'm saying, because that plays into the effect as well. People don't realize how cause and effect happen. And sometimes God will sit you down so you can evaluate what has transpired, so you can be able to right your wrongs and get back on the right path. Okay? So that goes into the Sunday service. Him establishing a choir to hold Sunday services, or better yet, worship service, which led into a tour, because his intent was to service God and leading people to Christ to get to know him better. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, whenever he established this choir, the question in my head immediately was, okay, is this intent good? Because we have all seen the headlines breaking for us, like him being in the South Carolina rally, I'm not even going to say going on a rampage, expressing what was going on in his mind at the time when he casted the ballot of him wanting to become president and stuff like that. I'm not even gonna lie. I was excuse me. I can't even talk. I was skeptical. I can't even talk today, y'all. Dang it. I was skeptical. Forget it. About about his intent in regards to establishing this choir, but however, I just left it alone and left it up to God to handle that situation, which I'm pretty sure He is covered. Okay, so that went on for at least about a couple of years, because I don't even see any footage in regards to them having the Sunday service anymore, especially since the panoramic hit, which goes into the 2020, the final part of the documentary, where finally, since everything is slowed down and has been put on a pause, that's when they gather all the footage to put the documentary that we have just seen together for us to watch. And now Kanye was ready for us to see the real him, which I appreciate his vulnerability. I really do. And that's when Coodie had mentioned whenever Ye puts his mind into something, he would not stop until it was accomplished, and that he hated the word can't, because if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. So I love that quote. I'm gonna have to steal that quote, y'all. Because that is still prevalent today. People are still second guessing, and I know I do this sometimes, second guess what the capabilities you can do as a person. However, it is important that if you know you have the gifts, use them. Because that's exactly what Ye is doing. That is exactly what Coodie is doing. That is exactly what Cheeky is doing. They're using their gifts and doing whatever God leads them in, whatever direction they take. And you can definitely tell within this last part of the series that Coodie did voluntarily cut the camera off at least 4 times, because out of respect of himself as well as Ye, when the conversations will go extra left, I do appreciate that factor in Mr. Coodie Simmons in regards to like knowing when to film and when knowing not to film. Because just like he stated in the second part, he, whatever the camera leads, wherever God leads him in regards to filming, is up to him. And with him cutting the camera at least 4 times within this portion of the third part of the series, it was like, okay, God was probably telling him, okay, cut the camera, dead ass. So, which leads on to him meaning Ye, that he still has a relationship with his father, which is good. We see a clip or two of him having a conversation with his father, and of course he is very territorial of his father as well, which meaning that he does not want any interruptions, because there was a song playing in the background and he was like, hey, cut that off ASAP. So you can tell that he's very protective of his father, rightfully so. And he had mentioned the connections that he has with Adidas, Gap, and God. He really wants to get to a place where we as a collective rethink the way we connect with the earth and God. And I highly agree to that, because As I say before, everything is energy, whether it's a person, place, or thing, as well as an animal. We're all energies, and and we have definitely lost sight in regards to taking care of Miss Mother Earth of herself. That's probably why she is doing the things she's doing now with the volcanoes, earthquakes, all sorts of things. So we definitely got to get in tune with Mother Earth, as well as God, Spirit, Buddha, Jehovah, the Most High Spirit, in regards to getting back into being the compassionate, empathetic, as well as respectful human beings that we are supposed to be upon this physical earth. So, in conclusion, I have to ask y'all, do you miss the old Kanye? Once before, I would say that. I would say, I do miss the old Kanye. But however, people do change, whether it's for the better or for the worse. And sometimes you just gotta take what resonates and leave what is not. So comment down below. Comment your response down below? Do you miss the old Kanye? And also, if you made it this far in this video, please go ahead and comment a sunflower down below as well. That way it'll let me know that you have stuck with me this whole entire time as you listen to my velvety voice in regards to giving y'all this good content and my thoughts, my little 2 cents of what I got from this documentary, and which leads back to the statements that pointed out to me in the second and first part of the documentary of Miss Donda saying, "The giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing." And remember, you can always stay on the ground and you can still be in the air at the same time. In other words, as long as you remain grounded within yourself, you can continue to be on cloud 9 at the same time. You can reap the rewards as long as you remain humble and grounded and grateful for everything that has transpired in your lifetime. So that concludes this episode, and that concludes this whole review. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. And comment down below, like I said, on do you miss the old Kanye and why? And if you don't, leave a response as well on why you don't miss the old Kanye. Feel free to comment down below a sunflower if you made it this far. That'll let me know that you are a real one and you enjoy the content that I bring to this channel in regards to thinking things in a whole nother perspective. And also, be sure to check out my podcast, that is Miss Unconventional Podcast. All the links to that will be in the description below. And until next time, do I have anything else that I need to say? Because it's going on 50 minutes. I think I'm good. Okay, until next time, you guys, be sure to love thyself, know thyself, soothe thyself, so you can be able to heal thyself. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.